Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Arif Adi Nugroho. I'm from BMKG, the Indonesian Agency for Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics. Today, I will present our research titled "Detection of Underground Nuclear Explosion Using Fast-Peaking Techniques in Seismic Analysis." To begin, let me give a short background. The Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization, or CTBTO, plays a crucial role in enforcing the global ban on nuclear testing. The international monitoring system uses four complementary technologies such as seismic, hydroacoustic, infrasound, and radionuclide detection. Among these methods, seismic monitoring is the most effective for detecting underground nuclear explosions. At the heart of seismic monitoring is fast peaking, determining the exact arrival time of P and S waves. This step is essential to locate the source and determine if it is a natural earthquakes or a possible nuclear test. Detecting underground nuclear explosions is not easy. Many challenges. The first, the seismic signal they produce look very similar to natural earthquakes, but generate compressional P waves and S waves. In tropical countries like Indonesia, high background noise from ocean waves, rainfall, and human activity often makes weak signals. This makes detection more difficult and increase the chance of missing small events. This is why we need robust and adaptive fast-peaking techniques. Our research focus on three objectives. First, to compare fast-peaking techniques is the classical STLTI methods and the modern deep learning-based FastNet. Second, to integrate amplitude and spectral analysis to better discriminate between earthquakes and explosions. And third, to apply these techniques of CG station, CTBTO monitoring site, and other West Java in Indonesia sites to evaluate their performance in a noisy real-world environment. Our workflow starts with data processing. We apply to filtering, normalization, and windowing to remove noise and prepare the signal. And then we perform fast peaking using both STLTI and FastNet. And finally, we compute over S ratio and spectra feature to support event classifications. Traditional method, STLTI stands for short-term average over long-term average. This method compares short-term moving average with a long-term one to detect sudden signal change. For example, the P wave onset. It is strength, simple, efficient, robust for high SNR, but it is sensitive to weak signal that STLTI might miss. FastNet, on the other hand, is a deep learning model based on convolutional neural network. It was trained a large global seismic dataset, which makes it robust, generalizable. The advantages are clear. It provides automatic detection, robust to noise, sensitive to weak signal that STLTI make. And next, in addition to fast peaking, we also compute P over S ratio explosions typically have stronger P waves because energy radiates astrotropically, whereas earthquake produce stronger S waves due to fall slip. Thus, P over S greater than 1 suggests an explosion, while P over S less than 1 suggests in earthquake. We use seismic data from CTBTO station in CG and stations West Java, CBGI, TSJM, and CMGI. The sites are located in a technically active area with subduction zone and volcanoes. This makes them an excellent but challenging case study due to the tropical noise environment. Here you can see the STI-LTI result. Seismogram top STI-LTI ratio di bottom. We detect P wave arrival with SNR at about 8.2 decibels. But in many cases, STI-LTI fails to detect weak signal, especially during noisy periods. And fastness produce much clearer peaks with a higher SNR of 25 decibels. This means it can detect P waves more reliable. And comparative result, this slide compares STI-LTI and fastnet. STI-LTI often misses weak signals, while fastnet gives robust and consistent peaks. This is why fastnet is becoming an important tool for operational monitoring. Ini example result to Pozza in Italy. PNS ratio greater than 1 explosion, PS ratio less than 1 tectonic earthquake. At CBGI and TSJM and CMGI station, we obtain a P over S ratio of 0.65, again below 1. This is consistent with natural earthquakes. In summary, fastnet clearly outperformed STI-LTI under noisy tropical conditions. P over S ratio and spectral analysis improve even classifications, making our framework more reliable for distinguishing earthquakes from explosions. The improved framework strengthens nuclear test monitoring capability and contributes to the CTBT verification regime. And to conclude, deep learning peaks improve SNR from 8.2 to 25 decibel. Combining fast peaking with amplitude and spectral analysis gives a robust and reliable monitoring system. We would like to thank you CTBTO and BMKG for their support and collaboration. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Arif. Are there any questions from the audience? If not, okay, there's one.
Thank you very much for that presentation. So it's not just about the phases themselves, but you are subjecting the event to other discriminations. Is that the case? Because I've seen you are using PS PS amplitude ratios, spectral ratios. So it's not just the peak, you are also subjecting to other discriminants. Is that the case? Thank you.
Okay, P over S ratio compute the P wave and S wave to detect nuclear explosions.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to the next talk now. Oh, there's another question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
for giving me the floor. When you think of P over S ratio, maybe S means LG. Do you think about the path effect? For example, if the seismic wave propagates through the oceanic crust, that reduces energy of LG. So the P over LG ratio looks like that from explosion. So did you think of that kind of effect, the path effect? When you apply the discriminant of P over LG? Thank you.
Okay. Okay, PNS P over S is from a natural earthquake. PSN ratio to detect natural earthquake. PNS ratio.
Thanks very much. So thank you very much. Let's thank our presenter again.